Hello, my name is Gary Schotten, and this lesson is about getting your business rolling. How do you get started? And I like to tell stories and make analogies, and so I'm sitting here in my pickup truck. You can see here I can turn my truck. It's kind of my office. It's kind of something that I spend a lot of time in, and so I'll be sometimes needing to make a phone call or a Skype call, and I'll just pull over to the side of the road and make that call. And so I just thought I would use this as the analogy to my lesson today. So I was talking to a group in Congo, and we were using this truck, and this thought came to me. So how do you get your business rolling? How do you get started? Well, number one, stop waiting for someone else. I think that's the biggest lie, the biggest mistake most people make. They're just waiting and waiting and waiting, and they wait a lifetime. They're looking for their opportunity. And I'm not an advocate of just jumping out and doing radical or changes that they're not logical, but at some point you've got to come to realization that waiting is not going to get it done. I'm aware of different trainings. If someone was being attacked, or a burglar came into your house, or you had some kind of a mass destruction going on, they tell me that you better start doing something yourself. Don't wait. You don't have time for someone to come in a couple minutes. Find something that you can defend yourself with. If there's a major disaster and there's thousands and thousands of people that are caught in the same disaster, it doesn't make sense. There's not going to be that many people to come help you. You're going to have to start figuring this out yourself. So in starting your business, I guess I would say, let's be common sense here, but let's don't just wait and wait and wait. You're probably going to have to take some action. Can you ask yourself that? Are you just waiting? Have you been waiting for more than 6 months? Waiting for more than a year? Or you've been waiting and nothing's happening? Maybe it's time to take a little action. Well, number two, almost every business is going to take some serious investigation. And, it's one of those things that if you don't work at finding out, experimenting, making things in an experimental stage or an investigation stage, I don't know that you're able to write a business plan. I had the blessing and an honor to teach how to write a business plan for many years to hundreds of people. And the first section of those several years, I looked back and said, I kind of taught them wrong. I said, do your research and then start writing your plan. Well, do your research, then do your investigation. What do you mean? If you're going to make a cake for sell goods like a restaurant or bakery, go ahead and make a bunch of cakes in your kitchen. Go ahead and experiment with your neighbors and your friends. Go ahead and do real life investigation. Don't just read it from the book. It's hard to write out a business plan if you really don't know what you're talking about. So if you've got some investigation into it and you've reached out, if you're going to want a landscaping business, go volunteer to landscape somebody's house or their business for little or no money, just to get the experience. Do that investigation. Are you willing to step out, maybe even with no pay, to do some investigation? I'm going to give some examples about this in a bit. Then you got to understand about the law of physics. If I'm taking this car and I'm going to drive, right now the engine's not running. And it's extremely hard or almost impossible to turn the wheel right there. I can turn the steering wheel a little bit, but if you look outside, the tires are not turning. I can turn the engine on and I'm going to have a little bit more power steering. But if I don't even have power steering, then it's real hard to turn. If you ever drive a vehicle or a tractor or something without power steering, it's hard to turn that. The laws of physics are designed such that an object in motion is easier to keep in motion than it is to first get it in motion. Now, there's technical ways of saying that, but that's the truth. You all know that. If I had this vehicle stalled on the side of the road and I got 3 or 4 people to help me push it, man, that first push, I got to push and push and push extra hard. But after it's rolling, you don't have to put quite as much energy in it. Well, that's the way it is with your first business. You get that thing rolling, you have that, and that's what happened. I was teaching, sitting in this very chair in this same vehicle, talking to our team, our peer mentoring group in Congo, and that came to me. Hey guys, you got to go out there and do something. Do your investigation. Don't call it a business to start with. Keep your mouth shut a little bit. Don't announce things when you're in the investigation stage. Just investigate. Are you willing to do that? Well, remember, Jesus had his peer mentoring group of his 12 disciples, and then they became the apostles. And there was only 12 of them. And it's interesting that Jesus himself left this earth and said, hey, I'm going to leave, but then I'm going to send you the Comforter, the Holy Spirit, to help you. Guess what? You have that same Holy Spirit to your disposal as well. You've got to learn how to use him, how to work with the Holy Spirit, how he's going to speak to you. He's probably not going to call you up and talk to you with an audible voice. He's probably going to give you, if it's like me, it's very quiet. It's very subtle. It's an idea. Many times it's the first thing in the morning. I'm thinking, oh man. In fact, this morning I had to get up 2 hours earlier than I normally get up because I couldn't sleep because I had so many ideas rolling around. I had to go write something down. Are you willing to listen to the Holy Spirit and let him guide you and lead you? He'll save you a ton of time and a ton of mistakes. Now, not everything's going to be perfect. You've got to even to experiment on how the Holy Spirit's going to lead you. Now, another thing is people are willing to help you. I mean, you're going to be surprised how many people, when you get in motion and you're going down the road and you're not begging for people and you're not asking for money, you're just out there making the cake, cutting the hair, building the fence, whatever you're going to try to do that in an honest, sincere way, and you'll be surprised how many people reach out and help you. Have you tried that? And I'm just sure of that. And you know, it's just part of the entire process. Now, I want to give some examples. I moved to this town that I live in now, and I was expecting a really nice big job. But the economy was bad. I couldn't get that job. And I had a trailer, had something I moved in with, and it was pulled behind my car. It wasn't a nice pickup like this, it was a car. And I did my investigation. I said, in this particular case, I just needed out of necessity some money. And so for almost 2 years, I just had this idea I could make a little money. And you know, in the process, that's how it works many times. It's when you're in motion and you don't really see and know what the end result is. It's only when you're down the path just a little ways that it starts opening up. And so over time, I said, well, you know, I think this could be a business. And I owned that for 17 years. I put my kids through college. I reached out. I was a giver to the gospel. I did on mission trips. And that was a good business. That was a tough business because I had to learn a lot of hard lessons. I'm going to talk about my friend Octavian. He's getting into the farming business. Now, he has a background in farming, but it's new to him. It's a new country and a new culture. But you know, I'm telling you, there are so many people willing to help him just because he's in motion. He's doing something. He's not begging. Sometimes when they offer to help him, he says, well, let me trade some labor. If you'll help me, oh, no, that's fine. No, he says, I'm going to come over and work at your place for 2 or 3 hours because I such appreciate you in the gardening field. And those people are so appreciative. You just don't know. And there's more people willing to help than you ever imagined once you're in motion. So, you know, steering a parked car, pretty tough. Get her rolling. Get something moving. Don't go big when you're in this stage. Keep it really, really small and investigate and grow step by step. Well, I hope this has been helpful to you. I sure enjoy talking to you about these, and God's blessing to you. I'm sitting here in my pickup truck outside my house. The sun's just going down, and I'm loving life. Thank you.